Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. Yasyantanadi Madhyam Nahi Karacharanam Nama Gotram Na Sutram No Jatim Naiva Varnanubhavati Purusho Nanapamsam Nachastri Nakaram Na Vikaram Nahi Ananimaranam Nasti Punyam Na Papam No Tattvam Tattvamekam Sahaja Samarasam Sadgurum Tvam Namami Sadgurum Tvam Namami. So I offer my namaskara to Sanatana Dharma, Shankaracharya and all my gurus and start today's session. I welcome you all for this session. We have taken Patanjali Yoga Sutra. In the between up to 5 steps we have seen in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So next step is Antaranga Yoga. So first 5 steps are Bahiranga Yoga. So Antaranga Yoga is a meditation and Samadhi. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So before going to that, Patanjali was felt at that point of time when he wrote the book, many of the knowledge was available with each people. So he has not written much about other sadhanas. Whereas at this junction, today's period, today's lifetime, we don't know all those things. So that's why we have to take up additional text of Sadhana Chatushtaya written by Shankaracharya, additional sadhanas. What are those additional sadhanas? How are we going to understand that? So these are all the things we have to go through. So last class we have seen introduction to Sadhana Chatushtaya. I have clearly explained. It is in prose form. It is there. It is only about 14 to 15 lines are there. And it is called Prakarana Grantha. Shankaracharya has written something guide to deeper Vedanta. It is a preliminary guide. If you understand the preliminary guide Prakarana Granthas, then going into deep dive into the Vedanta like Upanishads, Brahma Sutra and all other things is possible. So straight away going into Vedanta is difficult. So it is better to study Prakarana Granthas of Shankaracharya. 47 Granthas he has written. On the 47 we are going to take one by one after this. But this all the Prakarana Grantha talks about Atma Jnana. So whatever the Grantha written on Atma Jnana, those are all the things are called as Prakarana Grantha. Other than that, he has written Stotra Granthas. Only the prayer for the Lords, 100, 101 Stotra Granthas he has written. Apart from that, he has written Bhashya Granthas. Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, that means commentary, he has written. All the 10 Upanishads Bhashya he has written. Vishnu Sahasranama Bhashya he has written. Patanjali Yoga Sutra Bhashya he has written. And so many Bhashyas he has written. So all my talkings, whatever I am doing, the essence of all my talking is coming from Shankaracharya Bhashya. Whenever I talk on Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads and Brahma Sutra or this Patanjali Yoga Sutra or anything, whatever I talk, everything is from Shankaracharya base. Shankaracharya's text only I am referring and talking on that. But all my examples are my own created. Because in order to relate this one, today's example, he cannot give Shankaracharya at that point of time. But Shankaracharya, whatever he has told the essence and all the shlokas, everything will be taken and then accordingly I will be talking on that. I will be explaining the meaning, literal meaning of the shlokas and other things, and the implied meaning and the deep meaning. So finally, where it is taking us, it is called Lakshartha. What is the line? What is the teaching? That is Tattva. We call it as a central meaning, internal meaning, which we cannot see outside. So that internal meaning is called as Tattva. That Tattva I will be explaining deeply, giving a contemporary examples, today's day-to-day examples, and so that we can drive home the Tattva to you, each one of you. So that's the purpose we are taking this Atmajnana sessions. Atmajnana sessions are very important. We can read Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata and all those things possible. There, so much deep Vedanta is not there. Deep Atmajnana will not be there. There all morals are there. Morals are general guidelines for the society and all. That is also required. But that morals alone cannot take us to moksha. So morals, beyond that morals, there is Tattva is there. The essence of Vedanta is there. Atmajnana is there. That we cannot get it in all the other scriptures, secondary scriptures we cannot get. That's why we have to refer primary text. The primary texts are called as Prasthanatraya. As I said, Veda is the Prasthanatraya. All 4 Vedas are Prasthanatraya. So all the original things are available in the Vedas. Then Bhagavad Gita is essence of Veda and Upanishad. And the Brahma Sutra is the Nyaya Prasthana. All the lines of the Vedanta has been testified, and everything has debated in those period, and only qualified ones were taken into as a Vedanta Sutra. That is called Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra means Atmajnana related all the statements whatever made in Upanishads and wherever in Bhagavad Gita or wherever it is made, whether it is to be accepted as it is or it should be debated or totally taken to a logical end and then say yes it is true. After that only it should be studied. So that was the thing earlier was available. So it has testified, all the statements of Atmajnana has been testified. And that means all the Pandits at that period, all the Rishis at that period fought against each other on these points only. And finally, all agreed points, yes, this is the only, the consensus. Yeah, these are all, the truth is there. This is very much relevant. Then only that Atmajnana has been transferred into Brahma Sutra. So the Brahma Sutra is the essence of all the Atmajnana. So that is the highest pivotal end of the Vedanta. That is the last PhD. After that only PhD will come. So if all of you are joining the journey, we can go up to that level also. So I am ready to teach all the Prakarana Granthas of Shankaracharya and also other Vedanta texts. Also I am going to teach. Bhagavad Gita, I have made a capsule of how to tell Bhagavad Gita in just 35 to 40 classes, all the 18 chapters, without losing the essence. So all the central meaning should be there, elaborate also should be there, not at the time of only shloka by shloka, word by word, we need not go. But totally what Bhagavad Gita says, that English lecture also we are making, Kannada also, we already made 5 batches, already over 5 times Bhagavad Gita is completed. English already 1 time completed. If some more people are joining, then sometime we can start even English Bhagavad Gita also. So let us see that how the people, at least 100 people, 200 people are attending the classes, then we can start English Bhagavad Gita also. So now Sadhana Chatushtaya, last I have done, this is only how to do sadhana in order to go for Atma Jnana. So for that, Shankaracharya has written this Sadhana Chatushtaya. Sadhana Chatushtaya has got a prayer that is called Mangalacharana Shloka in order to make our study fulfilling and without any obstacles. Both Guru and Shishya should be together, and even the teaching should not stop. And you should also complete, I should also complete. For that, Shankaracharya himself has wrote the prayer. It is called Mangalacharana Shloka. So we'll start that, and then every class we will be starting on the Mangalacharana as long as Sadhana Chatushtaya is completed. So after that Sadhana Chatushtaya, 14 lines also I am going to chant, and also I chanted, recorded and sent, and our persons has sent to you, our group admin has sent to you, and including the English version, Kannada version, as well as Devanagari versions of the text also has been sent to you. So every time whenever I am taking the Sadhana Chatushtaya, till this Sadhana Chatushtaya classes are completed, I am going to chant. So you can also hold the text and you can also chant, so that you will also get, by the end of the Sadhana Chatushtaya, 10 to 12 classes or 15 classes. So you are also able to read properly, where to put full stop, where to talk, continue, and how to pronounce everything you will be able to understand. So with this we will start today's session. So Mangalacharana Shloka says, Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva Bodho Bhidiyate. Tattva Bodho Bhidiyate. So Sadhana Chatushtaya. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannadikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshamaha. Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Ihamutrartha Palabhoga Viragaha Shamadhi Shatka Sampatthi Mumukshutvam Cheti. So this paragraph we are going to see from today. Earlier first paragraph already we have completed in the last class. So Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim, from there we have to start. We will be starting on that. So further we will complete the shloka, all the things. Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekah Kaha Nitya Vastvekam Brahma Tadvyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam Ayameva Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Viragah Kaha Iha Swarga Bhogeshu Ichcharahityam Shamadhi Sadhana Sampatthi Ka Shamodama uparama Titiksha shraddha samadhanam chaiti. Shamah kaha, Mano nigraha, Damah kaha, Chakshuradi vahyendriya nigraha, Uparamah kaha, Swadharmanushtanamiva, Titiksha ka, Shitoshna sukha dukkhadi sahishnutvam, Shraddha ki drushi, Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasa Shraddha, Samadhanam kim, Chittaikagrata, Mumukshutvam kim, Moksho me bhuyat iti ichha, Etat sadhana chatushtayam, Tattva sattva vivekasya bhavanti. So, this is the Shankaracharya has written Sadhana Chatushtaya lines. So, it's very, this one we'll see. So, last class we have seen Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannadikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshamaha. So, up to that we have seen. So, today we will see Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim. Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Ihamutrartha Palabhoga Viragaha Shamadhi Shatka Sampatthi Mumukshutvam Cheti. So, these four answers we will see. So, when Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim, the question when it says, that means what is Sadhana Chatushtaya? So, that is the question. It is an imaginary Shishya and imaginary Guru. That is the imagination he has had when he writing. The Shishya is asking, Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim? Sadhana Chatushtaya, you have told already in the first paragraph, but I don't know what is Sadhana Chatushtaya. Then what is Sadhana Chatushtaya? Can you tell me? That is what the question. So for that, Shankaracharya answers, Nityanatya Vastu Vivekaha. That is the first sadhana. Ihamutrartha Palabhoga Viragaha, second sadhana. Shamadhi Shatka Sampatthi is the third sadhana. Mumukshutvam Cheti is the fourth sadhana. Chatushtaya sadhana is we have to achieve something in life. Here our achievement is related to moksha sadhana. So in order to have moksha sadhana, what is that required? The fourfold qualifications are required. That is what fourfold qualification. That is chatushtaya. Chatushtaya means chatu means four. Chatushtaya means a fourfold qualification is required. Sadhana Chatushtaya means it is telling about fourfold sadhanas. Fourfold sadhana, in order to make this sadhana, if you make this sadhana, then only you are eligible to go into moksha sadhana or learn to Atma Jnana. If you don't learn this fourfold discipline, so fourfold, this is required as a basic requirement. For example, eligibility criteria to go to moksha sadhana. Eligibility criteria to go to Atma Jnana. Straight away you cannot go to Atma Jnana. Straight away you cannot go to moksha sadhana. So what is that? For example, if you want to enter into American University, you have to write GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, all those things. After qualifying that, then university exams will be there. University also has to qualify. Then all your admission process will start. That means basic eligibility should be there. Not everybody can go to America. So in order to study in higher this one, so all the things are basic qualifications are there. POC straight away you cannot enter. You have to complete SLC. Similarly degree, similarly master graduation, doctorate, like that. Everything has got a prerequisite qualification is there. So that prerequisite qualification for Atma Jnana, for in order to attain moksha, what is that? These are all the four things he is telling. Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. Vivekaha, he is telling one word. Ihamutrartha Palabhoga Viragaha. So Viragaha is another discipline he is talking. Shamadhi Shat Sampatthi. Shamadhi Shat Sampatthi means there are sixfold of discipline is there. That anyway he will elaborate. Mumukshutva. So Mumukshutva means casually attempting for anything you can't get. For example, you want to make a house, you cannot casual attempt, you cannot make. A serious attempt should be there. You have to have a proper planning, investment, finances, and the place selection, where to settle, which city to settle, which extension to settle. All those things, serious attempt after making only you are going to get into. That is how into a new house. Mumukshutva is also not a casual. Anyway, I am going to read. If Mumukshutva comes, okay. Not comes, okay. Or let it come. Just like that. I am not doing anything, let Mumukshutva come. That is this one. Moksha, let it come. No. So you should have a serious desire for that moksha. So towards that you have to do sadhana. If you are not doing, automatically nothing can come. So that is what it says. This fourfold qualification he has said. So one is Viveka. So that is the first qualification. Second is Viragaha. So that is called second qualification. Viragaha. The third qualification is Shatka Sampatthi. Sixfold disciplines are there. So that is the thing. And the fourth one is the desire for having moksha. Intense desire, not a casual desire. So let us go one by one line. So it will be, the first line says, Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. So he is telling fourfold qualification. I am telling the first fold qualification. It is called as Vivekaha. That Vivekaha in English we can call it as a discriminative knowledge or clarity in thinking. That is called discriminative knowledge. So we are having a muddled thinking, confused thinking is there. Sometimes we say this is right, sometimes say it is not right. So we have to get rid of this confused state of thinking. So very clear thinking should be there. So even at the worst crisis, we should clearly think. So in order to clearly think, we have to keep our cool and enjoy our clarity in thinking, and then only we can win. Normally, we have a lot of intelligence already, even in the outside world, external world also. In order to succeed, you are gaining lot of knowledge, information. So if you become angry, those knowledge is not available. You are not going to consult. Your emotion hijacks you from your intelligence. So that means you have become weak. Emotionally, when you become weak, your own intelligence you are not consulting. You take wrong decisions because of emotion. Because of emotion, when you take wrong decisions, the results will be wrong only. You are going to suffer continuously. So that is called here discrimination should be there. Discrimination means which is right, which is wrong. So whether I am taking decision either consulting my intellect or bypassing only the mind is taking the decision. So whenever we are in trouble, most of the time we are not consulting our intellect, or we are consulting only our ego and mind. Only these two will together work and make us in a difficult task. So put our life into difficulty. So here discrimination is clear thinking. So the clear thinking, discrimination, clear thinking means we have a doubt of thinking whether to take action like this or that. So all the dualities of the mind is there. We don't have a firm thinking is not there. So by developing firm thinking is the first methodology. So then only you can go to Atma Jnana Sadhana. So that is the very important first fold qualification is required. See, it is very important ornament, it says. Discrimination is an ornament. So for a good man, for an intelligent man, if he wears his intelligence always and all the walk of life he uses into intelligence, it is just like an ornament. He is not going to fall down at all. He is taking good decisions, all the success will come one after another. So, but the discrimination word in the media, it is taken as bad, like caste discrimination is there, gender discrimination is there, nationality discrimination. So this is not the discrimination what Vedanta is telling. Vedanta is telling discrimination is the nearest translation for Viveka in English, because we don't have any other word in English. We are using discrimination, but we can use Viveka only. Discrimination is because English we want to communicate to you, we are using discrimination, but English discrimination is not the word what it denotes. So here in Vedanta, it is an insight, clear thinking. Insight means internally you are focusing, internally you are clarifying yourself, and then only taking decisions and putting it in the outside world. Discernment, it is called. Judgment, proper judgment, whatever it is called. Viveka is such a thing. So the first qualification, Vivekaha, is the discrimination. So discrimination of what it is required? Discrimination is either this or that. If you say there should be two things to discriminate. If you have only one, there is no choice, then you don't have to decide at all, because it's easy. Choicelessness is there. So whenever you come to one only, you don't have option also. You don't need to decide. You can straight away jump into that and take. But our mind is confused because we have dualities. This or that, right or wrong, big or small, heat or cold, good or bad. All these things are a set of dualities are there. So this duality problem solving, every minute my mind is doing that only. This or that. The mind is answering. Intellect, it has to consult, then do. Sometimes mind is not consulting the intellect. Straight away it decides along with ego. Ego says even the wrong things also says right. And mind says, okay, go ahead. So there the problem lies in our life. That's why we are getting into life troubles. What is the discrimination? Discrimination means between two things we can do, two or more things only we have. Otherwise, if you go to a shopping mall, the confusion is this dress or that dress, night dress, even dress itself, early morning dress, after that walking dress and bed dress, and also going to party. So many dresses, and in that also color, in that also style. All these things is the confusion we have created, and we have to have a firm thinking. Which one I have to buy? So we are wasting our energy and time, our life also in this type of discrimination. Most of the discrimination is including food also. Either I should eat masala dosa or upma, or what is the breakfast? Bread only is sufficient. Creating lot of option we have created. We are thinking that creating more option is the richness, but it is a material richness, no doubt. But it is a mental poverty. See, mind richness is more important than the physical richness. If mind is not rich, your physical richness does not give you anything. So we have become lot of choices we have provided for ourselves. So we are struggling because of our choiceless. So when we have more and more choices, more and more confusion. And that means I am bogged down. My full lifetime is getting only solving my own created choices, selecting one of the choices between whatever I have created or available choices. And then you will be having anxiety whether the choice what I have taken is going to give me better result, or somebody else may select a better choice. I may be left behind in the competition. All this struggle of our life is only because of the Number of choices we have created and we have made ourselves confusion. So the Vedanta says you should have a clear-cut decision. For example, you want to buy a reshme sari, silk sari. So there are hundreds of shops are there. Suppose you are in Bangalore, Chikwete is there, so many Badapete is, Tarakpete is there, and apart from that, each extension has got lot of silk sari centers are there, government silk sari center is there, and all traditional sari centers are there, Kanjivaram is there, everything is there. So I want only a sari to have myself. So this confusion who has created, I only create, I want. So now I go to Chikwete, to Badapete, to MG Road, to all the places I will go, spending all my time just for a sari, and then visiting 101 shops and doing that. Finally, I select something, and even then I am not happy. I mean, it is somehow I am not getting whatever I wanted. Somehow I have made a compromise. Like that, when you are doing. So instead of that, for example, okay, they are not telling you don't go to have a sari, Kanjivaram is required, that is required, this is required. But all the saris available in one shop, all types of saris, no? Big shop will have all the saris. So I will fix only one shop. So whatever is in that shop is sufficient for me. So who has to make this decision? Why I have to go to 101 shops? That means I don't have any time. So that's why I am busy. I have become busy because of my own created things only. So, okay, your desire you can fulfill, but still you can go to one fixed shop. So when you one fixed shop, if you go where everything is available, so one shop you can fix and your choice also you can select. But you wanted your own mind is creating another choice. What is in that shop? There may be 1 lakh saris are there. Even 1 lakh sari is not sufficient for you. So that is the problem, because all the 1 lakh sari is your own options you have created. So much of choices when you give, your mind gets confused, your mind will get heated up and you don't know what to buy. So in that also only sari or dress, in that dress also what type of dress, how much of confusion for dress alone, and how much confusion for makeup alone, how much confusion for eating alone, how much confusion for our articles, whatever we are buying. So we think this is only life. So with this only we are busy keeping life morning to evening. For that we are earning, and for that we are arguing, and we are telling, we are making everything galata in life, and we are making 100 years and die. So when is the time for Atma Jnana? Where is the time for you to learn? Where is the time? So in order to come to Atma Jnana, you have to create your choicelessness. So that means instead of first you create, I will go to one shop. For example, everything is available. In that all Kanjivaram is there, cotton sari is there, silk sari is there, terrycot, polycot, everything is available. All types of cotton sari, all types of silk sari, everything in one shop is available. So when you go there, one of that you should be able to select. But if you are not able to select, you are running from hopping from one shop to another shop. It clearly shows you don't have any job. You don't have any thinking of making Atma Jnana sadhana, or you don't want to come to Atma Jnana also. So that is what it clearly says. I am talking about sari only. Don't see that only ladies are doing that. Even gents also doing that. So both men and women, they are want to give a lot of choices to themselves. And even the choice what they wanted to get selected also, they are not happy because the choice in their mind, what is available in the shop is not matching at all. One of my friend is there. He want a black pant. So I used to go to him some 30 years back along with him. So even for the black pant, he used to go to from 25 shops. I want this type of black, he is telling. I don't know what is that type of black. So even he is not getting satisfied. After buying also he is not satisfied. After stitching the pant also he is not satisfied. So when you are not satisfied, so why you want to create lot of choices also? So better in the shop wise, at least you can discriminate. That means one shop is sufficient for me. So in one shop only I will buy. So that all the bog dowdy, your money wasting, time wasting, running in all 100 shops, everything is coming down. So you have a lot of time. Freedom is there for you. And peacefully, if you go to the same shop, peacefully he will also show. He knows he is getting business from you. He will attend you also very clear. He will only bring this is the new pattern. He will come and show you. So many advantages also you will get. So Vivekaha is discrimination. So in this Vivekaha, what we are talking is the first level is the worldly discrimination, what we are doing. So that is what we are talking. But here Vedanta says beyond that. Nitya, Anitya Vastu. Nitya means permanent. In Sanskrit, Nitya means what is permanent, what is impermanent. Anitya. Anitya means impermanent. So we have to have a discrimination of what. So I have told you in the world, whatever I am getting confusion is because of my choice, what I have created. It is only one example of sari I have taken and given you. In food also, in everything you have one vehicle selection, everywhere I have created this one. Even one shaving cream, shaving blade. Things may be available plenty in the world, but ultimately you are going to make a shaving. So you decide on one shaving close, one blade, one cream, finished. So that is what the no confusion. No, your wife also can bring or a child can bring that same thing. So that is how we have to bring down our choices. Not that you don't use material, nobody is telling. Use material, but bring down your choices so that your searching around becomes less and you have free time. So that is the worldly affair. But here in Vedanta, that is not the thing he is talking. So in Vedanta, discrimination is Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. What is Nitya? What is the permanent Vastu? What is the impermanent Vastu? So that you have to have a discrimination. So for that you should have a knowledge. What is Nitya? So all the things available. You should have a clear awareness should be there. What is permanent? What is impermanent? So what is the purpose of knowing that? If you say, what is the purpose of knowing impermanent? What is the purpose of knowing permanent? So the very purpose of knowing permanent and impermanent. Suppose, for example, you buy a article which lasts only 1 year or 1 month only. So your expectation also will be only 1 month. Before only you should know that is impermanent. That is not 100 years that pen will come. 10 rupees pen or 2 rupees pen or 10 to 10. It will come only 10 days. So you should have that expectation. So 10 rupees pen, you want to have an expectation of coming to 100 years is a wrong expectation. So what is permanent? That is that permanent is not permanent. So similarly, all whatever the worldly affair what we are doing, everything is impermanent. So that is what Vedanta says. Including people relationship is impermanent. Including all articles, so all our property, relations, possessions, our behavior, our mood, everything is impermanent. So on the impermanent, I wanted permanent happiness, permanent security. So I am building a castle of permanent happiness, permanent security on an impermanent thing. So that is how can it give you happiness? How can it give you permanent happiness? So that is the question of the discrimination. So you don't know the worldly objects are impermanent. You think everything is permanent. So based on that, you are putting your whole heart on that. So that is the problem. So Viveka means you have to understand what is permanent, what is not permanent. At least first, at least you should know what is impermanent, temporary things. Even time is impermanent. So security cannot come from impermanent thing. Security can come only permanent thing. Permanent things, what is that? We have to understand in Atma Jnana. Further, subsequently, I will be highlighting on that. So on an impermanent thing, if you are wanting a permanent happiness, what do you call? It is an unintelligent expectation we can call. Because every unintelligent expectation, what happens? Because it will take you to sorrow, pain, disgustedness, frustration, everything. Because I want to make a friendship with you. You think that it is a lifelong lasting friendship, and you may put all your heart and soul. Tomorrow, one of the ego clash happens. Both of you will go away. So why don't you know before itself this is impermanent? So how much you want to attach to that? So much only you have to attach. So what happens? This is called discrimination. So if you think that relationship as a friendship is permanent and then put effort and then get frustrated when it is not happening, it is a unintelligent expectation. Expectation of permanency from an impermanent object. The friendship is an impermanent object. I had lot of friends even in my school days, college days. I don't know who are all there now. I have a lot of neighbors were there, lot of friends were there, relatives were there. I don't know who are them. So we thought without these people we cannot make living. Life takes us to different places, different situations. We leave old people, we go to new people. So that means everything is temporary. So on a temporary thing, why you want to build so much expectation? So unintelligent expectation, what is creating is only sorrow. So that is only making you depressed. That is only making you angry, jealous, unhappy. Everything is created by your own expectation. That is also unintelligent expectation. So you have to avoid that. That is called permanent and not permanent. What is that? You have to understand. So the world is not troubling us. Our own wrong expectations only is troubling us. We should know that. Even our wrong expectation of the impermanent thing. Impermanent thing in the permanent expectation we are happening. That is why we are getting all our problems. Every grief in our life is caused by our own wrong expectation. If you carefully analyze, if you keep it your ego one side and you analyze all your events, so you will find out it is very from your own problems are there. So we have our own likes and dislikes are there. My younger days likes are not there in the adult age. So likes also changing. So I thought my like is permanent. It is not there. Every now and then my like is also changing. So like is changing. Dislikes are changing. Earlier I was disliking, today I like it. So all my world will be putting so much effort on liking things also, disliking things also. So what is happening? When you want to like a thing, you move towards that. You are walking towards liking. When you have a thinking of dislike is there, you are going away from that. Both you are wasting energy. Going into that and going away, both are mind effort is there. You have to go near to it and go away from it. Is energy waste is there. So before going only, you should know how much I should go, whether that is so much required to go or not to go. So that means like and dislike also impermanent. So based on my likes and dislikes, I select people, I select situation, I select things, and that I feel happiness should come from that. Is it possible? Not possible. So that is what says Vedanta. Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha means what is permanent itself you are not understood still. You are only talking about impermanent. So the permanent thing, what is that? And even my mind only constant is there? No. Morning 5 minutes, 6 o'clock, something mind is very good, mood is good. 10 o'clock, very hot is there. And after that, 2 o'clock, again, something frustration is there. My mind itself is not constant. And also, my values is changing. Earlier, I am holding this value. Now that the value is changed, the idea is changing, and my perception also changing. So everything is changing around me, but I am thinking everything is permanent and sticking on to that. So I have not understood everything is impermanent, changing things are there. So Krishna says, Parivartanam is the Jagat. So that means change is only the word. So in world everything is changing only. So that means change is impermanent. That is Anitya Vastu. So Krishna says, Parivartane Jagada Niyama. He says is Parivartane is only transformation is the nature. Everything transforms. So it is nothing permanent. So even an atom, it is not having the same thing because an atom around there is electrons running around. It is not running in the same direction. It is not in the same place. That means it is rotating continuously within an atom. You can't call this atom as the same atom. For your logic, you can say it is the same atom, but it is not same. It is changing. Even atom is the smallest particle of the nature is also not constant. It is also going to vary. If it has any friendship with another atom, it will forget its own originality and become a compound. An element becomes a compound. So many compounds put together will become a mixture. It will become mixture. So like that, it will forget its originality and then start behaving like that. We are also forgetting our originality. We are behaving like that because of the choices and because of the impermanent thing. We are not understood that. That is what only says. So then we should understand what is permanent. We will come to that slowly. But let us understand what is not permanent very clearly. Then only we will be having clarity on the further this one. So if we expect them to remain the same time, same thing all the time, it is whose mistake? It is my mistake only. It is not the mistake of the changing world. World is changing, but I am expecting world should not change. So everything, my prices should not change. It is going to change. Petrol price should not go up. It is going to go up. So in mind, behind the mind, everything should be fixed. But I am trying to fix the life. It is not possible to fix the life. Moving, life is moving. You have to know how to go with the moving, how to flow with the life. If you want to become a rigid person, you want to fix the life like this, according to your likes and dislikes. So you are going to get frustration. You are going to get angry. You are going to become not a human being. First and foremost only, you are depending on an impermanent thing, which is moving thing. So you have to understand life is not a fixed thing. Everything we are thinking is once if I study, I will be settled. So after that, I think once I marry, I will settle. Once I get children, I will get settled. Once I get a good position, I will settle. When are you settling? Is it possible to settle? Not possible at all, because life is moving. So we are moving. So nothing is permanent. Everything is moving around us. So we only should know how to float in this moment. If we are becoming rigid, we break ourselves. So all our problems in life is we are rigid. That's why we have all the sorrowness, all the things because of our own problem, our own created problem. World is not giving problem to us. World is moving. You don't know how to go with the moment. So you want everything fixed in this world. So which is not possible. Your bank interest rates is going to fall down. So your share is going up and down. So where is fixed is there? Nothing is there. But in spite of all these things, your mind is expecting fixed, everything. Wife should behave like this only, fixed. Children should behave only like this is fixed thinking. Who's thinking? My own thinking. It will not happen. Children will not behave like what I expected. So then the pain is coming to whom? Me only. Because what? My expectation was fixed behavior. Now it is a changed behavior. So you are not able to understand, discriminate. So that Viveka has not come to you. An intelligent person will seek for permanent happiness. A foolish person will be going for impermanent thing, and every now and then he fails, he is getting into frustration mode. So in order to have a permanent thing, you should know where is the permanent source of it. So temporary happiness comes from a temporary source only, no doubt on that. So that means you should not have a temporary happiness. You can have it. That is what it is telling. Vedanta says, you don't want to do your life, you do it your life. Everything you can do. You have jamun, you have sari, you have dress, everything you have. But don't expect permanency in that. Don't expect. You think it is temporary happiness, temporary security. Along with that only you go ahead. Like that only. So the problem is when you fix it, everything is permanent. If it is not becoming permanent, then there will be a problem. So when everything is moving, you also understand it is moving, and you will not expect, you don't have a false expectation will not be there. All the times we are doing false expectations. So when you don't have false expectation, there is no damage in your life. So whenever no damage is there, you are comfortable in life. So therefore, we have the clarity of thinking should be there. So we should seek where. So that is the Vedanta questions. For example, if you want to go to the bookshop and the shoe shop, what to expect from where? In a bookshop, you cannot expect shoe. In a shoe shop, you cannot expect book. So you should expect bookshop, book only. In the shoe shop, shoe only you can expect. So this clarity of thinking should be there. So what is permanent, what is impermanent is called Viveka. So from the permanent only you can expect permanent. From the impermanent you can expect impermanent. So this is the Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka he is telling. So then Nitya, what is that? It says is Atma Jnana is the Nitya. So that means self-knowledge, knowing about your own self is the permanent knowledge. With that permanent knowledge, that is not going to change. Even in this life also the same knowledge is there. Even after 100 life, birth is there. Punarjanma is there also. The Atma Jnana, whatever you study today, from there only you are continuing. If you have studied only up to LKG level now, Atma Jnana, next Janma will start from LKG only. But if in this Janma you have started, already completed your Atma Jnana journey up to graduation level, then your master graduation level will happen in the next level. In that atmosphere, you are going to born. Whereas your materialistic approach, whatever we are doing, all earnings, everything will not come to the next birth. The moment I die here, only everything I have to leave and go. Only Atma Jnana, whatever you have earned, this Viveka, whatever you have earned, comes to the next life also. So next life you may be born in a better atmosphere to fulfill and carry up your further moksha sadhana. So that is Atma sadhana is required. Atma is permanent. Rest everything is impermanent. So that one thing in this line we'll see. Viveka will be spoken again in detail in the next stanza. It is there. At that time we'll talk on that. So the second qualification is talking about Iha Mutrartha Palabhoga Viraga. So the first one is called discrimination, D. So there are 4 Ds I am going to talk. So Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatka Sampatthi, Mumukshutva. In English, Viveka is discrimination. We can this one. The second one is called dispassion. We can call it as a Vairagya. It is called dispassion, non-attachment. The third one is Samadhi, Shatka Sampatthi is a life discipline. So all those disciplines are the third D. Discrimination, dispassion, discipline, and the final one is desire of mumukshutva, moksha desire, that desire. So 4 Ds you remember. Keep in mind 4 Ds. Discrimination, dispassion, discipline, and desire. So you are attaining, this is called Sadhana Chatushtaya. So this Sadhana Chatushtaya we will understand further. So we have come to the second qualification. He is talking about Ihamutrartha Palabhoga Viragaha. Here he said that. In short, Viragaha means called as dispassion. Dispassion means what? Freedom from all types of addiction. So what is meaning that? So non-attachment. So the meaning is, I am coming here in this world for 100 years. So in order to make my living, I want to have some dependency on the world. But I am too much dependent on the world. I can make myself with minimum dependency, I can live on the world. But on the entire life, entire thinking, everything I put it on the world, and world should fulfill me, is my expectation. So this is not Vairagya. So the Vairagya is not running away from anything. Not going to Himalaya is not Vairagya. It is not called Vairagya. So Vairagya is something else. Vairagya is your dependency on the world you have to reduce. In 100 years, how much minimum dependency on the world you can make a living, so much your freedom is there. Shankaracharya says, Sarvam Paravasham Dukkham, Sarvam Atmavasham Sukham. That is what it says. That means whenever we are depending on external source for our happiness, so we are always miserable. Sarvam Paravasham Dukkham, he says. So Sarvam Atmavasham Sukham. That means my dependency on external world as and when comes down, then I will be very happy. So my unhappiness is coming from the dependency. So dependency of the world has to be reduced. So that is called dispassion. You can have everything in the world, but your dependency on that should not give you problem. For example, when electricity is not there, we are dependent on the electricity. And if electricity is not there, we are going to blame on the electricity. But electricity does not know you are dependent on so much on electricity. Whether you have asked electricity, I am going to depend on you. You should not give me heart. You should be always supporting me. Have you have an agreement with electricity? No. Electricity is not there. Your life is upset is there. So your public transport is there, private transport is there, on everything. You go to bank, there is your expectation is not fulfilled, you are getting angry, frustrated, the whole day has gone. Then when are you living happily? Every day one or the other problem is coming. So when are you happy? So you don't know. So my dependency on external world, how much minimum I can have? Minimum interaction. More interaction, more problem. So minimum interaction is better. Not only with the people, situation, things, everything also. So is it possible? Possible. If you make a trial today itself, you will come to know. Your wardrobe, if you have so much of wardrobe, 500 dresses are there, not required. Definitely you are not going to. It's only your psychologically, your ego is telling I have 500 dresses. And once you have already worn and somebody you are known people already seen, And second time you yourself is not going to wear the same dress. Or maximum 2-3 times only you can wear. But after 5 years, whether you are going to wear, but still you are holding. I have 500 dresses in my wardrobe. What for? So much of dependency. So we have to find out. So when dependency comes down, your life becomes simple. All your things also you are only going to throw away, because these are all not things are giving me happiness, you will find out. So you are making your life more comfortable with that. So more and more dependency makes us more and more slave. The physically we are becoming slave, mentally also we are becoming slave of this external dependency. So that means external dependency, where to put a full stop, who has to do? I only have to do. My neighbor, my wife, or my son, or my children cannot do all those things. In my life, where to put full stop, I have to do. So that is where you are putting full stop is called as viraga. If you don't want to put full stop, you are getting attached only. Okay, that attached things only will give you a lot of unhappiness. Be with unhappiness. You want happiness? How much minimum dependency you have to have on people, on possessions, on surrounding situations and everything. So if you are becoming more and more freedom, less attached, less dependent on that, then you will be more happier. Is it possible? Vedanta is telling impossible thing? No. From today, if you start doing it, you will achieve within a month also lot of dependency. Today what you are having, without that also you can live happily. You will understand that you are not applied your mind. So in 1 year, many of the things you will be going to remove from your mind. Psychological bonding also you are going to remove. You will be more happier, more free. You are like a flying bird, you will be flying. Because you have not attended, you are dragged down to the world like a gravity. It is getting attracted. You are heavy, your body and mind is becoming heavy. So our misconception on the thing is dispassion. That means we have misconception. Andre, the dispassion means controlling the mind or suppressing the desires. Vedanta never says that. Don't suppress, don't control. These two things are against Vedanta. Vedanta will never say. Only thing is they say understand the dependency. So whether the dependency is required or not required, you make a judgment. You make a, within you have a dialogue. So when you have that 10 times when you question, your mind only says this dependency is not required, this possession is not required. So like that it will come. Slowly you will be coming out of dangerous situation and the unpleasant situations. You will be coming out. The life will be taking you to the leading to happy. So dispassion is not controlling or suppressing. Dispassion is gaining mastery over the mind and sense organs. So who is troubling? My mind only is troubling. Who is troubling? My sense organs only troubling. So gaining mastery over my mind and sense organs is called dispassion. So dispassion is Vairagya means gaining my control on my own mind, on my own senses. That is called dispassion. That is called Vairagya, Viraga. So monitor addiction or slavery to sensory pleasures. So that means my sensory pleasures, temporary joy, fun, everything make me thrill. So everything I am dependent on that. Like a child, he jumps with ice cream, jumps with chocolate, jumps with toy. As an adult, we jump with a car, house, all everything we are doing, jumping. How long you can jump? You have to question yourself. So then there will be a full stop signal will come along with you. You will only put full stop. So Vedanta says never advocate, it will never advocate complete avoid. Everything avoid, it is not telling. But you have to have a dialogue within you. how much I am depending on my possessions and relations and situations. So then you will get an answer. So that is Atma Jnana. When you self-inquiry, when you start doing it, you are going to this one. Any addiction is bad according to Vedanta. So because when addiction is there, he will have no time for learning Vedanta, learning self-knowledge, understanding yourself. You will not have free time at all. Your mind is always bogged down with the outside attachment, more dependency on outside. You are becoming addicted. You don't have free time to learn Vedanta at all. So when you are becoming detached, that means Vairagya. Vairagya is questioning and how much minimum I can depend is that. So Vedanta is saying that with minimum addiction, minimum thing, your permanent pleasures is coming back. So that is the thing what it says is. So all sense pleasures again divided into two. Iha Artha and Amurtha Artha. That means all our work, what we are doing is immediate pleasure. That means I want immediately, I go to ice cream, I eat immediately, ice cream is over, my happiness is also over. There are some permanent, some are postponed happiness. I buy a house after 10 years, I will be happy. So for that also I am working. Iha Artha means immediate, also I am working. House also is immediate because in this life only I am going to get. Whereas Amutra Artha means, so some of us we may have a desire, I will go to Swargaloka, I will get lot of punya and all those things. The pleasure of other lokas, Swargaloka. So all lokas, that is also called Amutra Artha means the desire of the next birth, wherever is there, next life is there. So that is also a desire. So Iha Artha Mutrartha Palabhoga Viragaha. It is telling is not only present but also obsessed with the future. Because I am still not married, I am already thinking of my child going to America and then settling there, and we will be going in America a picnic. So this is how my mind builds castle in the air. So we have to see the Iha Mutrartha Palabhoga. Even the futuristically also I will be working and building castle in the air. And for the present also I build the castle in the air. So some dreams come true. Most of the dreams may not come true. So that is the problem. So when you understand both are temporary and your dependency also will become temporary, you will not going to get pain. But you think it is permanent, then you depend on that, then you will get pain. So that is what dispassion says. You have to have what is permanent and what is not permanent. Your own mind is trapped between these two types of pleasures, present pleasure and the future pleasure. So present pleasure and future pleasure, karma phalam, boga is karma. Our action will give me some result definitely. So we have to see that. So that is what Iha Artha, and we have to have a balance in that, and we have to have a clarity in that. That is called Iha Mutrartha Palaboga Viragaha. Viragaha also next it will come detailedly. Another topic he is in the third line, fourth line, he is talking on Viraga. All these things only he is introducing. I am also introducing the word Viraga, Vairagya, and all I am introducing. I am going to take detail on this. I have not spoken detail on the Viveka and Vairagya because Shankaracharya is talking in the next subsequent sentences on the details. I will be going on talking on that in more detail. Even Viraga, Viveka itself, one class or two class will take. So much is there. Viraga, like that we will be going. So the third qualification he is talking is Shama the Shatka Sampatthi. That is discipline. Shatka means there are 6 varieties of discipline. Shatka in Sanskrit it is called as 6 varieties of Sampatti is called as wealth. Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. Shama is the first sentence. Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. There are 6 disciplines in life is required. And 6 disciplines are called as internal wealth. We are earning only the external wealth, but we never plan to earn the internal wealth. So now what Vedanta says is when you learn internal wealth, external wealth becomes negligible. Your internal wealth, whatever you are earning, this you can carry it to the next life also. Next Janma also will come. Even in this Janma also, in this worldly affair, even in this same world, I will be more successful after learning this. So Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti is the inner wealth we have to earn. So this is the greatest inner wealth we have to earn. So external wealth no longer is a wealth. Internal wealth is self-discipline, self-organizing, self-integration, self-focusing. So these are all the varieties of things are there, which we will be talking in detail in the next class. So because if I take one also, it will be taking Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. There are 6 topics, maybe some 5 to 6 to 7 classes may be required. Even Shama itself only I will be talking one full day or 2 days also. So it will be so much detail is there. We will take into he is also taking up that subject. What is Shama? He will ask. Shamakaha Mano Nigrahaha. Once one word he has completed, but we are going to take one class or 2 classes. Each word will be coming. So Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti is the third discipline, third qualification. So we have to see that also. And the fourth qualification he's talking is Mumukshutva. Mumukshutva means the desire for moksha. Desire for moksha is also a desire only, but initially it looks to be external desire, but you are not doing a desire. When you start working, you are going to improve your personality, your temperament, everything is going to improve. You become a better human being. Thereby you are being transformed into a moksha by itself. So you are not desiring to get moksha. So when you put all these 3 discipline, discrimination and dispassion, your life is becoming such a beautiful one. It will take you to moksha. Moksha itself I am not aiming. So in order to aim moksha, what all the route I have to do when I am walking in that route, I am uplifted myself. So uplifted myself means all my unhappiness, so struggle in life, everything will come down even in this life itself, even in this world also. So if you get moksha, it is a bonus immediately in this life. Otherwise, next life also may come. But even if you don't get moksha, you are not going to be under loss. So your personality is becoming very strong and you are more successful than your surroundings. You are more successful in all the aspects of life and still leading a happy life. So that for that what you have to do is first 3, discrimination, dispassion and discipline has to be implied onto your life, applied onto your life. Then you will get moksha. So that is called mumukshutvam. So with this, whatever he has said, Shankaracharya, Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim. So he said, what is Sadhana Chatushtaya? There are 4 sadhanas, he said. One is Viveka, another one is Vairagya, another one is Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, Mokshutvam Cheti. So Nitya Vastu Vivekaha we have seen. Ihamutrartha Palabhoga Viragaha we have seen. Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti means there are 6 types of discipline. Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. These 6 in detail I am going to talk in future classes. So here only he is introducing, I am also introducing the word. And Mumukshutvam Cheti. So Mumukshutva is a desire for moksha. Intense desire. It is not a casual desire, intense desire. So intense desire if it is there, your happiness will come back. So that is what in this shloka Shankaracharya said. So I'm concluding my session now. I will be taking Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha, Nitya Vastvekam Brahma, Tadvyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam, Ayameva Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. It is only on Vivekaha, in detail it is there. Next class I will be talking on the Vivekaha. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.